What up, everybody? Did some good studying yesterday. We're continuing today, but I want to do some Kim Jong-gi studies to bolster our anatomy practice, just to see it applied at a different level by someone else. We'll get rid of that. We're going to take these perspective exercises away and move them to here. Yeah, we're just going to do some good study today. What up, Maya? We're going to do some good study and what's up, A&M S231? You sound like a college class. PSY 216. So we're just going to do some Kim Jong-gi studies today. What up, Brandon? So I say we just begin. And I'm not necessarily going to start with this drawing. I'm just trying to get a better sense of how the bone structure exists underneath the posing. And I think Kim Jong-gi's poses like this are going to be great for that. That's great. Okay, let's see what we can find. See stuff like that. Really, it's the pelvis. I guess I don't need to run from this pose. That works just fine. Maybe I should, we'll see. This might be a joint pelvis studying stream, because that's another area that we gotta work on. I don't think, we always talk about intent when it comes to studies, because I think the reality is you're not gonna make much progress if your energy is going like this, right? And each of these is a fundamental, right? This could be rendering. This could be anatomy. This could be value. If you study like this, you're cooked. Oh, I'm off screen, my bad. If you study like this, you're cooked. So when I say intent, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could work on, but we're going to focus on one thing. So right now, today, it's going to be pelvis. Just understanding how bones connect there, because that is the thing that prevents me from making better drawings. It's the bottleneck here, so I'm going to focus on that for a bit. The main thing I need to understand about this pelvis is that it really just has a lot of sort of odd rotating, curving parts, but it ultimately does fit into this neat box because the bottom of the pubis here sort of houses the entire pelvis. This rotation. Pelvis is one of the hardest bones of the body for sure. Is your day good or just amazing? Hmm. Hey, John. Um, my day was pretty good. I couldn't stream earlier because my Wi-Fi just keeps pooping out every week, once a week. Low-key Bell Wi-Fi sucks. Don't get Bell, guys. I've owned Bell stock for the last 2 years. That shit is tanking. Do not be. Those guys are going down. I swear to God. And I see why. As a consumer of their product, I am not pleased. It would feel really nice to be able to just drop skeletons in poses and understand what's happening. I think I want that skill. Do you actually like Artwad, or are you doing those sponsors just for the money? I love Artwad, bro. Y'all saw the first 25 exercise video I did. I mentioned Artwad before they even knew about me. Artwad's great. I mean, legitimately. Now I don't use the platform as much anymore. I used to use it more just because what I'm trying to draw and like how I study is not necessarily the level they're trying to cater towards, but for beginners, some of the best fundamentals I've seen from artists, such as Me and I Draws, Viggy, that's from Artwad, man. So if you're I'd say if you're someone who's drawn for under 3 years, Artwad's a great foundation. And whether or not you get Artwad the course, you can still learn the Artwad method from the YouTube channel. I'll check it out. Yeah, Artwad's good. What's good, Oliver? I'm understanding a bit more the overlaps. Maybe I'll change the name to pelvis studies. I want to study pelvises. Don't say gay, bruh. There's no pee-pee. It's just... I don't know what it is. Definitely not gay. Not there's anything wrong with that. Love your 25 exercise book, bro. Thank you, thank you. Ah, thanks, Eviana. Hey, thanks, K-Stew. Appreciate you. No one says that when I have no hair. Hair diff is real, guys. What am I listening to, bro? Shoot his ass. Lemon tree? Whose lemon tree is this, dog? We do this. Filters. Effect filter. Add. Whoa, are you seeing more than add? Crop. Top 100. There we go. Bottom 100. 100. There we go. This is not my client anymore. Oh, I did something. Overhead? No, I don't want to remove that. Figure drawing by Michelangelo looking a little different today. Low key. It was very jarring when he went bald. You gotta keep people on their toes, man. Did you retain the skull knowledge from your studies last week? I believe so. I feel much more comfortable with it. I feel a lot more comfortable. Let's see if I can construct a head. Go with my haircut. She will try to draw me. Eyes told. Cool. I mean, that's a height. Cool. Tea soup. What daily activities do you do that help you avoid burnout with art? Do you have a structured schedule or routine that you follow? No, because following a structured routine is, for me, something that causes burnout. Creativity and inspiration comes at different times. I think if you're not gathering inspiration every day, you're of course not expected to have something to want to draw every day. So you should have consume some form of art every day. Yeah, it is me, Hodari. Try to consume some art every day, and I don't mean consume slop. I mean like read a book or watch something that you like, that inspires you, that makes you want to draw. And pretty much just like you can step away from art, well, drawing, and still know that like life exists, and you can take a moment off, take a break for the day so you can keep drawing for the rest of your week, you know? So I try to read. I try to enjoy other stuff too. Like I don't just if I don't feel like drawing one day, I'm not gonna draw. Except for this month where I have to stream. I mean, I'm in a different position where I have to draw, and part of it is like work, but I still draw after the streams and I still sketch. I think if you have things you genuinely like drawing, like you play a bit, then you'll find it's a bit easier to stay consistent. But you definitely should have something that inspires you. So, like, more, I read before bed, but maybe half the times I say I'm reading, I'm just looking at picture books from like Kim Jong-gi or looking at comics that I don't speak French and I have French comics because I live in Montreal. And so like you just look at the drawings and appreciate or learn, right? So I spend time just looking at the drawings, and then that will seep into your brain indirectly. How do you decide when to study intuitively? Yeah, like throughout my day, I know I'm studying for about 2 hours every day. The stream does help, knowing that I'll do it daily. But I go by energy levels. I mean, the truth is, I go by energy levels until I have to do it. So let's say I wake up. The latest I'm ever going to stream is like 10 p.m. so I can get it before the day is over, right? And yeah, Hodari, it low key is a pay to win game. Markers. If you don't have good markers, you're cooked. Um, I I try to stream when I'm inspired or excited to study, but if I'm not, then I stream anyway. Part of it is like, okay, you're gonna draw for 2 hours anyway. It could be fun or not. You're doing it. That takes a lot of pressure off in a way, where it's just like I'm gonna sit here for 2 hours, and when I'm done the 2 hours, I did what I had to, and that can be nice. Sometimes it's tiring to look for inspiration. It can be better just like you do, just move your hand for 2 hours. Sort of like going to the gym. Okay, you don't need to want to work out, just go there, push this stuff, and you'll be done. Honestly, right before this, I was playing Counter Strike, and I was like, well, I gotta stream now. I wanted to keep playing Counter Strike, to be honest with you, but it's time to study. And I'm gonna regret not studying in the future. I'm not gonna regret not playing that extra game of CS. Because I do want to be better at drawing all the time. Okay. important for me to remember that the calf going in this direction is because of the bone. And this attaches the bottom of the pelvis, this attaches the top of the pelvis. This is the femur. So there's 3 landmarks here. Oh, and these should be at the same level. So it's almost like a simple diagram here. Let's see if I can follow this logic here. Pubis. This is your trochanter. This is a dookie song again. What is this? What are you giving me, bruh? That said, okay, don't judge me. I have Hamilton my playlist, so I can't be talking about dookie songs, but I do not know what this is. I do not like this. Get this out of here. You have a Discord? No. Yeah. Problem for me is when I skip a day and I'm not feeling it, I skip a day and it gets so much harder to get back in the next day. Try not to skip a day. Try to just do a little bit every day. Because it's like lose the fight, don't lose the war. If one day you're not feeling it, throw in the least effort possible, but still do it. Because the reality is you got, yeah, Hamilton is fire, but I just mean I'm from a musical background, so people will be like, bro, I like pop. So anyway, yes. So the way you should think about it, if consistency is tough for you, is do not measure in streaks. Because there's 2 ways you can look at data, right? So let's say you're drawing every day, you're doing great for 10 days in a row. Boom, 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 boom. You hit 10 days in a row. Here, you can consider this a 10-day streak, right? That makes you feel good. But what happens on day 11 is you miss. What happens is your 10-day streak completely goes back to 0 and you have to rebuild. That sucks because it's all or nothing. It's black or white thinking, right? It's like black. If I'm on, I'm winning. If it's a loss, I'm gone. Instead, you should consider percentage. Because 10 days you're on, you're at 100%. 11, you miss. You've gone to 91%. That's still an A. You're still cooking. You're still doing good. You can miss day 12, and that's like an 85 or something. Day 13, you're like 79 or something. That's still great. That's like a B minus. This is like a B plus. You're doing just fine. And then you continue to build your streak. When you think in percentage, it's so much easier to miss 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, and still go, hey, I'm still going to do better, right? If you think about your week, you got 7 days in a week. You can miss 3 days out of 7, and you're still going to end up with a positive majority of drawing over the week. And I think it's better to measure yourself based on like how people grade stuff, like 60, 70%, 80. And then think that. Just be like, I want to achieve a B. I want to be a B player. Right? You're not going to be an all-star A plus every single day. That's just not how things work. So treat yourself a bit kinder. Measure yourself like differently. Dude, what if you've got 2 demanding priorities that require at least 5 hours of dedicated focus? How do I even begin to integrate? Well, the reality, I mean, listen, I have a privilege of not working a like full-time job anymore. I get to draw, so it's easy for me to say. The reality is, if you want to slot the time, you can. But I do other hobbies as well, and I'm drawing about, let's say, 4 or 5 hours a day average. You can still find time for it because it depends. If you're saying at least 5 hours of dedicated focus a day, you don't have much time. But pretty much you can take away from screen time, whatever your screen time is on the app. If it's like 3 hours, you can take away at least 1 hour. That's for sure. If you don't know where to find like 15 minutes in a day, I don't think, I just don't think you're probably looking in the right spots because I think everyone can find 15 minutes, whether you're, and now it's not good for you, but if you're on the toilet, draw on the toilet instead of being on your phone in the toilet. That's like at least 5 minutes. And then, yeah, on the bus, that's like at least 5 minutes. Now, both of these could go 5 to 20, depending on your toilet habits, but on the bus, you could be 20 minutes. Before bed, you could find 5 minutes. There's a lot of time you can find if you think in tiny increments. But again, and I'm not trying to argue with people. If you cannot find time, you cannot find time. But it's really, I do think to some degree, it's like, how much time do you want to find? I'm not saying everyone can find 4 hours, 12. I mean, I've seen like people saying you can find 12 hours in a day. I don't agree with that. I think everyone can find 30 minutes in a day. There's no way you are so swamped the majority of your week that there's not 30 minutes of downtime. And if there is no time, then you're hustling and you probably got bigger priorities than drawing. Like if someone truly does not have 30 minutes, frankly, you're watching this video right now, you could be drawing. I make the femur too long. But I'm also I absolutely understand not finding the time or having the energy. So I think something that helps with that is just having modest goals. And having modest goals isn't like thinking small, it's respecting the difficulty of what you're trying to do. And drawing's not easy. It's highly competitive. It's very demanding and it's very solitary. It's a very lonely thing to do. So you're absolutely justified in not feeling the motivation because it's not like a soccer game where, yo, we needed our goalie. I know you're not feeling today, man, but you're part of the team. When the team shows up, you show up. Drawing is this, hey, do it if you want to. It takes a lot of individual motivation. It takes a lot of intentionality, especially with a full-time job or other responsibilities to juggle. So across the board, I think it's good to remind yourself that it's supposed to be something fun. And if you aren't doing it every day, then tomorrow is a day you can make it better and draw. Don't let the pressure get to you because there really is no pressure. It's all self-inflicted. Even if you want a job, it's like the job is not going to firstly, it's not going to go to someone who feels that much pressure, right? Because it's not going to signal like that you're able to work in a professional environment. But it's also the job is going to feel like a job. That feeling you want of drawing for fun and enjoying the craft, that is available to you all the time if you choose to just enjoy the process. Hi, hello. I'm drawing this while streaming. Awesome. That's tough. I remember feeling like, man, I mean, the reality is we're not gonna be the like best in the world at everything, or especially at drawing. We're probably not gonna be, but that's actually okay. It became okay for me when I. It's almost like you overcompensate. If you don't achieve this level, let's say if you're down here and this is whatever skill you want, it's very normal for people who begin something, let's say the first 1 to 5 years, it's very normal for their aspirations to be the number one in the world. Right? They want to be the best in the world. What I found personally, having that desire in a number of things, I'm like delusional. I wanted to become a professional poker player. I wanted to um, do boxing. I wanted to make a clothing brand, blah, blah, blah. I remember when I had those aspirations, it was like, I want to be the best. You got to be the best. Usually, that's just overcompensating because you haven't found a small win. What you'll notice, it's like if you just climb to the top of this mountain, you'd be like, oh, I'm okay with that. I'm okay just being recognized at a smaller level. Um, there's a few examples of this. Like before I got into art school, I was like, I want to be the best artist in the world. I recognized I wanted that validation because I got rejected from art school so many times that when I did get in, I was like, I don't really care now who perceives me as the best. Because if you want to be number one, it's more like you want other people to think you're number one. For yourself, you just want to be happy, you just want to be satisfied. So another example is like someone who um let's say you want to if you've grown up in modest economic situations or your family wasn't well off, you'll be like, I want to be super rich. You might get a job that finally pays the bills, and you go, oh, I don't really want to be super rich. I just didn't like feeling broke. So I think a lot of times we put this unnecessary pressure on ourselves by being like, I need to be the best. And the reality is, if you want to be number one, every other thing is a loss. Everything else is losing. So 99.9.99999 are failures because you're trying to be the best, and therefore there's only room for one person. This like this super high achievement is good, but the reality is for most people except number one, it's just a burnout strategy because there's enough room to just be happy where you are. Tons of people. There's tons of professionals who are happy, who aren't revered like Kim Jong-gi. We don't have to be the like, I want to be the best in the world. And I'm saying this as like someone who, I feel that way all the time. I definitely understand that. The reality is, if you're going to be the best, it's usually not going to be from wanting to be the best. It's from loving the thing you're doing. Kim Jong-gi didn't become the best artist in the world by saying, man, I want to be the best artist. He loved drawing. And that's just like the difference between someone who thinks about it versus someone who lives it. Yes, and there's not really a number one in art. It's we like if we're talking about direct drawing, we can put Kim Jong-gi on the totem pole, but yeah, I just hope to become competent at what I wish to achieve with drawing. Yeah, that's it. Just if you I think the goal should be to enjoy it anytime you do it. To just have fun. To like doing it, because that's all they're really like all you can really control and all there really is. Whoa! You're trying to go for chess master? Whoa! Cool. What do you like to study, Skelly? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, learning's fun. I really like chess, but I'm pretty bad. Engineering? Holy, we got a smarty pants, bro. Holy. That's crazy. And drawing? I feel like if you like chess and engineering, drawing technically would be like perspective might be very easily understandable. You're dealing with much harder things to understand in other realms. Oh, these are the adductor muscles. Oh no, this is the, what's it called? Who got the, what is this? The vastus medialis or something? Who got the terms on lock here? One of them goes to the lower adductor muscles, adductor longus. So I think this is the gracilis, right? This inside one. Um, vastus medialis. Okay. Awesome. Iliopsoas. Oh, the psoas. I know the psoas. That is psoas. I thought my psoas. I think I do have psoas pain or something. My yeah, my psoas clicks, or something clicks against my psoas. Whatever clicks against the trochanter. I just got a tendon that clicks when I lift my leg. It's pretty bad. Guys, I'm excited. My next year is going to be low-key so busy, but I'll tell y'all about some plans. I think next year I might do a course because right now for my workshop, I'm building out a ton more worksheets for every week so that my main thing is, did you know that if you take an online course, I'm pretty sure the stats are like 80 plus online courses are not finished. 80 plus percent. So it's like if you buy a course, 80% do not get finished. And I think the statistics might be worse than that. I'm just erring on the side of conservative here. So my question for like when I'm doing the workshop and doing the eventually maybe a course is like, how do I actually? Because if I sell you a course and you don't do it, bro, I don't want to make one, and I don't think it's fair to like. Knowing that fact, I've been hesitant to make courses because what I'm finding out is 90% of people who buy your course are not using it, which is you just took money from 90% of people. So I'm trying to design a course that will really encourage you to make it. So I'm trying to come up with when the course launches, it'll be like trying to find ways to make it accountable. So maybe you can only buy courses at a certain season so that all course buyers join a weekly call with me. So it's like you have your homework, you have a do at your own pace, but I'm still showing up and wagging my finger at you if you're not doing it. Um, and aside from that, more so what I'm going to do is make worksheets so that you can actually do the class, apply it, but then also have step-by-step instructions. So I'm working on those right now because I'm going to test them out in my workshop. If they do well and actually help people, I might launch out more pages for the course, and the course is going to be like 10 times cheaper than my workshop or something like that. So I want it to be accessible for people because I know that when I'm doing my workshop, 20 to 40 people maximum get it. And I know I have a ton of viewers in like China and India who, even if they were in the right time zone, the dollar changes so much. Um, and it would just not be reasonable to buy my workshop. So I want a cheaper option for the course that will be pretty much 90% of the material, but done at your own pace. And it's up to you guys to finish it. But I'm going to try to design something like that. So I'm giving you guys my plans for next year in terms of the um, like course and education side. And then in terms of content, just a ton more of all sorts of stuff. So as I'm tapping out of art stuff, I know that I'm not the best. Like, there's tons of art videos, bruh. There's like perspective videos more than a person needs. So I'm trying to um, make more stuff that is true to me. That's still helpful. So, like the art tips and the recorded videos where I'm talking about advice, those are things I feel comfortable speaking on because they're about my story and my actually something I've tested, rather than teaching you what Proco could teach you better. If you're looking for perspective, my best role here is just going, you want to understand perspective? Here, go here. Because I find sometimes I'm asked to teach stuff that I didn't learn. It's like color theory. I don't know. I'm colorblind, bro. I don't know. Like, but yeah, I'm super excited. Next year is going to be a lot of I'm finally building a team around the channel. What I mean by that is my brother, but it feels so cool. We're both waking up every day and trying to create some meaningful stuff. So I appreciate everybody who tunes in every day. Hodari tunes in every day. Somebody JB tunes in often. Pixel Art tunes in all the time. John Doe, tons of regulars here. Pixel Art. I appreciate all you guys. And I'm a little colorblind, yeah. I'm like enough colorblind that I'm always missing some colors, but I'm not so colorblind that it affects me that much. But every time I post a video, my brother will be like, "Why did you make your skin so green?" Oh my god, I didn't know about that. But yeah, I think the course I make next year will be based. It'll be like a do it at your own pace version of my workshop. So for all the people who just don't need the intensive mentorship part of it, but still want my structure and a way to integrate my exercises and advice and stuff like that. So that's probably the thing I'm going to try next year. Every year I try to do something new. So 2 years ago was the book, which I worked on for a whole like 8 months. And then it was the workshop, which I launched, I think it was this year. And the next year it'll be the course. Who knows? What 2028? I don't know what'll be 2028, but something exciting. At some point, I will relaunch my original clothing brand, and that'll be a pure art project. That's not an educational thing. That's just I've been into like I live in Montreal, bro. That's a fashion like Hall of Fame location. So gotta throw your hat in the. And I really like adductor magnus. Ooh, I didn't know about that. But yeah, if I did make a course, what would y'all want? I'm saying this so I can gauge interest and also necessity. Like, what would, if you thought, hey, Tieran's gonna help me with something, what would it be? I've played around with concepts. I think I understand that I help the most from a like student perspective, like helping with study structure, because the reality is most people are going to keep learning even after like a course with me, and I'd rather set you guys up to get the most from your future classes and from the next few years of your art rather than cramming it all into one course. So a lot of what I talk about are habits and good principles of drawing. I like the sandwich video. Awesome. How to study the. I picture of you laying upside down on your bed sketching just because I think it'd be funny to help me folk. Yeah, I would say you don't always have to study the fundamentals. Studying the fundamentals is an accelerant, right? It'll help you speed up your progress. But sort of like you don't always want to be accelerating. Sometimes you just want to be cruising. Like you don't want to go 250 in a school zone. Some days you're just trying to have fun with your art. Stop studying. Just play. Just play around. I play games to not burn out. So Athoro and I will play a few games in our sketchbook. Mostly it's trying to make each other look bad. So he'll draw me doing something weird, like let's say I don't know why my well it's pretty bad shooting a deer. So we'll just play games like this, or well this is we're not not games exactly like this. We're not playing games where we pretend to shoot deers. But I mean, like, we'll draw something and it'll be like, yo, why'd you draw me like that? I'll draw my brother being weird and like doing some weird stuff to monkeys and stuff. But have fun, you know? Draw your friends doing weird stuff and then they'll come in and draw you doing even weirder stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like I walked myself into a weird thing. I don't like fiddle with deers in my free time. I don't know why I said deers. I Point is, have fun and make your friends look weird. Do you play video games? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have a love-hate relationship with it because I love them and I know I shouldn't. Well, I can do what I want. I love games, bro. I'm a huge fan of Counter-Strike. Like I watch every event. I keep up with the player moves. It's my thing, bro. I've been following that for 8 years, maybe. I really like it. I would like nothing more than to play Counter Strike with a 5-man team, bruh. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, CS:GO is like my. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I feel so joyous when I'm in a game. I love it. I actually cannot understate how much I love it. Does that also CS:GO? I started with a CS:GO and now I obviously CS2, but where does the where does the where does the hamstring bone connect? I guess it connects to this little bump on the pelvis, right? This thing, that thing, I assume. Looks like it. Whose body do you have in your room? What? Don't ask bizarre questions like that, dude. Whose body do you have? Bro, do you want me to stay up all night? What kind of question? What kind of bizarro question is that? My cortisol. I have high cortisol for no reason. Creep me out, bro. Are y'all kidding me? Maybe my brother passed. My brother do be doing that. Mods, send it to the Shadow Realm. For real. I know, don't jump scare me, bro. Just be like, why is there a long black haired girl hanging upside down from your ceiling? Just a casual comment, just wondering. Don't be doing that. What are these muscles, bro? I do know the gastrocnemius. I'm listening to Coda the Friend, aren't I? I bet so. Let's see whose song this is. It's Coda, I bet. Yeah. Semimembranosis? Somebody was asleep on the job when they named him that. Which body parts are the most annoying to study? There's some I've actively avoided ever studying, like the foot. So probably that, but I should be studying it because the beauty is the thing you want to study the least is where you'll find the most new knowledge. Well, I guess that's what knowledge is. So like what you hate drawing the most is probably where you're gonna see the most improvement, which means it's very easy to improve. Just do the hard thing. I guess it's simple to improve, but not easy because it by default is hard or not fun. Okay, this is poorly drawn scale wise, but I'm slowly getting a better understanding of the legs. Oh, what are these jump scares, bro? Y'all see? What is this, man? You guys did this. I don't feel good anymore. I'm not having fun anymore. I don't like this. I just want to have fun. The hell, man? What is this? This music's stressing me out. It's called Paralyzed? Why is there what is this album cover? Why is everything scary? Get me out of this playlist, bro. Everything's weirdly like dark and grungy. Let me hear some Hamilton, bro. I need some whimsy in my life. Tell me a story. How does a bastard, orphan, son of a... Ah. The horror movie actually began, bro. Why does every door in my house have a glass panel? Does no one want privacy? I know, what kind of sick ass playlist does that look? It's an evil ass playlist for sure. That was really not pleasant. They placed him in charge of a trading charter. Hamilton was awesome. Hamilton's great. I remember I didn't watch it for like 6 years. My girlfriend in high school was like huge on it, and for some reason, I was like, yeah, okay. I did not watch it. And then I did at the right time. It was beautiful. Amazing. Okay, I don't know what to do with the rest of that pelvis, but this feels fine. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. Okay. So at some point we have to stop doing master studies and copying and start translating what we're seeing. So I'm trying to do that now. Feel comfortable enough with what I'm drawing that I can try to play with it a bit. Oh, got me cooked, man. What is this leg, dog? What was we doing? I just make the femur so long. Make this a bit shorter. You wanna get ahead of fools who wind their mouths off. Okay, well, we'll figure out what to do with that later, but let's get the simple muscle groups. So this goes. So we have this going around, coming down. 3. This round thing, and this round thing. I make the femur too long every time. This is bad, low key, but let's see. So this comes through. This is a group. Yeah, this should be way further down. Is it loud in your neighborhood? Kind of. You guys are trolling, bro. Do you know what ACES stands for? I do. Hear that? It's loud as heck. It is the default brush. I think it's time to do like tons of skeleton poses. Let's see. Let's see if the theory is correct. Is it time to do tons of skeleton poses? We'll see. I think so. Considering how unfamiliar I am with this and how uncomfortable I am depicting all this, for sure. It's just like faces. In the beginning, it's really confusing to know where you're supposed to put your line or what's going on, but I'm trusting that at this point I know that This stuff will just come with experience. So this is basically like brainless downloading this shape through pure volume. Just if you're uncomfortable with proportions, just draw it more. If it doesn't feel like you're learning, remember what you're trying to practice, right? The proportions, simplification, and just pump out the reps. Because I think most people who, in my experience, the number one symptom of like struggle is just lack of volume. Just you haven't done it enough. This is not the first time I'm studying this skeleton. I already studied it for probably at least like 50 hours in art school. We took an exam on it. I had to take 13. Like I did like 40 hours of skeletons just in class, and then studying on my own on holiday, and I still barely know it. So just appreciate the complexity of what you're like learning. This is too long because this should be around the same height as the bottom of the rib cage. Good night, Skilly. I shouldn't think about this too much. Is this AI? The hand is long. Is the hand long? I don't think so. Rise up. Rise up. No! None of this! I don't like these guys. Rise up. Draw Scully from Proco. Dude, Hamilton is so good. Bro got bars. We're doing a little doom scroll check. Not much to doom scroll about. Let's get back to drawing, I guess. I went rock bouldering yesterday, and now my wrists or my forearms hurt. Novies, what up? Novies. How does someone get good at copying? You just do a lot of shape matching. 'Cause copying is literally just what you have is length plus angle. Like that's literally it. Because you might say, no, you have shapes. Shapes are just certain lines at certain angles, right? So the shape of a square is the length 4 units at the specific angle, right? So if you focus on length and angle, you will be able to draw what you see. Doesn't mean you'll be able to imagine stuff, doesn't mean you'll be able to understand form. It means that you'll be able to copy what you see in the first place. So length and angles should help you with shapes, silhouettes, and general drawing. So you would focus on that. How would you do that? Take something as simple as this, well, not as complex as this. Squint your eyes until it looks like this. You see how this is easier? Because you can do this. And your job is to treat it like an outline of a shape. You can even simplify this here. Simplify this. Right, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to simplify things. Let's hope I can unblur, otherwise I'm actually just going to be devastated. Risky games. So always make sure that your angle is correct or your length is correct. Heather Hamilton. Haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait. Hi, how, ho. What age did you lock in with art? Probably like 18, 18 or 19. 18 and a half, 19 maybe. That knee is out of place. Center. Smile more. These thespian controls. What's a thespian control? My Photoshop settings are like the most like standard settings you could possibly get. There's nothing. It's literally normal brush, hard round with pressure opacity. Right? Very, very normal. Nothing crazy. But that thing that the harmonies and hymns won't teach you. Oh, I'm seeing something maybe new about the rib cage pattern I could take. Remember to take your xiphoid process. If I knew where that was, I might. Logging off. See you, Crystal. Alright, everybody. That's the study for today. We did some skeleton work. We might still continue tomorrow. A little bit of a later stream, so I'm not going to go too long. But good progress today. We drew this row. I'm not upset. I am understanding the body a little bit more day by day, and give it a year, we might be good. Alright, everybody. I appreciate you for being here. Really enjoyed it. And a quick little study session today. Thank you for joining. I will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you're watching this after the stream's done, join the streams, bro. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Cheerio. Thanks, Politico. See ya.